Wow, we actually have a roadmap. So the New World development team have put out an update for the March update, but it includes a roadmap for the future. And wow, it's got some pretty interesting things on there. Let's talk about them right now. So we'll take a look at the roadmap, and it goes basically for this year. We have spring, summer, and autumn. In the spring, we already see two things that we already knew were coming, which is basically the Blunderbuss and Tempest Heart, the expedition. But for those of you, not even eagle-eyed, it's literally right there. It shows you that we're going to get PvP arenas and PvP reward track. Now, that sort of implied that there's going to be PvP currencies, because that's sort of what they said in the development update, and that's coming in spring. So I'm sort of suspecting that that's going to be either April or May. Then looking forward to summer, we're going to get a new expedition, which is going to be called Barnacles and Black Powder Expedition. And around that time, we're also going to get the Expedition Group Finder and a summer event. Now, that Expedition Group Finder is actually more interesting than it sounds. It's going to be too early for cross-realm play, because they did mention cross-realm play in the development update, and I sort of suspect that that's going to be partly through this group finder, or at least for like expeditions, maybe not when it comes to PvP and that kind of thing. But they did say that cross-realm stuff was coming, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I don't know if it's going to coincide with that or not, but definitely something to be aware of. And then in autumn, we're getting something that I personally didn't expect. We are actually going to get the territory Brimstone Sands. Along with that, we're going to get the Inead Expedition, which apparently is going to be quite difficult. We have now confirmed the new weapon, the Great Sword, that will be coming in autumn as well. There will be a Halloween event and a Thanksgiving event with the Turkleton 2.0. And one of the big ones there is obviously leaderboards. Now, those leaderboards apparently are not just going to be PvP, they are also going to be PvE leaderboards. That's pretty exciting. It's nice to have this roadmap. Obviously, things are subject to change. Obviously, they do say there's going to be new mutators quests and all that kind of stuff ongoing, but those are the big changes that they want to do this year. And it's a pretty interesting list. It's a little bit weird for me that there's only 3v3 PvP arenas, but it's about time that I start trying to get a team together and I actually start preparing for that, because I'm very excited about that. But yeah, the roadmap has been delivered. As I said, they also did a development update, and they spoke about a couple of things that we didn't actually know about until this update, which I'm quite pleased to say, because unlike the February one, it felt like everything was known. And one of those things is that there's going to be a double XP event after the March update goes live. Not only are you going to get double leveling XP, so if you're actually a new player, you'll benefit from that. They're also going to have a double XP to your weapon bonuses. So if ever you wanted to level up a weapon, now would be your time. Obviously, the blunderbuss will be the obvious choice there. They did also mention that there's going to be the introduction of paid transfers, as well as at some point the cross-region transfers, and they're all going to be bought in the store. As I said, cross-realm they said is coming, but they said it's like not an easy task, and that's something they have to work on, but it's something that they are working on essentially. So we can expect to see that sometime this year, I think, whenever it's ready. I mentioned the PvP like reward track. Apparently they said from PvP activities you're going to get a currency, which sort of means to me like a PvP vendor, and I'd be very happy to see that, because quite frankly I think that's something we've wanted to see for quite a while, and it would actually be very, very beneficial. And the leaderboards not just being for PvP, they're also going to be like for PvE expeditions and all that kind of stuff. So really, really good roadmap, I have to say. I'm a little bit sad that the arenas are just going to be 3v3. I sort of feel like it'd be nice to see 5v5s or something like that, but you know, I'm happy enough with that. It sort of depends what they're going to do. Are they going to be gear equalized? Are they going to be like queuable, where you can only have to like, you have to sign up as a solo player? Are they going to enforce sort of like one healer instead of having people with like two healers and a damage dealer, because that will be really annoying to play against? The PvP arenas are going to be really fascinating. They did post a picture with this like XP stonk meme, and I suspect that's really to do with like over the Easter weekend. I suspect that's going to be when we get the double XP and that kind of thing, so that's going to be a little like Easter tie-in for the XP, and that's pretty fascinating and interesting how they're going to go about that. But yeah, finally the roadmap is here, and it's pretty good. There's nothing on here that I'm like unhappy with or I consider like bad times. I think like, yeah, PvP arenas, it really depends on the implementation of that, but that's something that a lot of players have been talking about. I've always said that I think it's probably going to come around April or May. Well, spring will be around then, so we'll see when it actually comes. It's interesting that we're going to get a new territory. It's interesting that we're going to get 2 more expeditions after Tempest Heart. The new weapon is confirmed to be basically coming out in the end of this year, and the group finder I think is going to be absolutely fantastic, and I'm really pleased that that's been introduced. All in all, I mean, yeah, fair play. Congrats. I think this is actually a fantastic roadmap and a fantastic update, and I'm very excited to get cracking and get playing. If you like this video, then do press like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, come and follow me on Twitch. Have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.